Do lips, that's great. I'll start that way and see how it goes. Um, so I'm going to share a story called The Red Thread. And it has a beautiful story that goes with the story. And that is, the first time I told the story, right afterwards, someone came up to me and said, wow, I just love that retelling of that ancient Chinese legend of the red thread. And I was like, what ancient Chinese legend? And so I love that story because I think it demonstrates for us that each of our stories is really all about reading or English, or me trying to do the double-sided upside down cave thing over there. Yeah, so that's it. So this is called The Red Thread. So one day I'm wandering the Arb, as I often do, when I come upon a young woman on her hands and knees looking for something. Hey, I say, can I help? Oh, no. Well, actually, yeah. This is going to sound a little strange, but I'm looking for a piece of red string that's very meaningful to me. I say, no worries. I've got a good eye for small things, and we will not quit until we find it. So we sort of root around for a while, not having too much luck. And by, some other Arb goers sort of drift in and say, hey, can we help? And the young woman says, no, it's okay. Well, actually, this is going to sound a little bit strange, but... And pretty soon, there we are, a whole posse of us in the Arb on our hands and knees, all crawling around looking for a tiny piece of red string. Suddenly, we come upon something. It's not quite a string, more like a little shred of red thread. I think this is not it. But, well, with the sun all but set, I hook it onto my pinky and present it to our young seeker. Oh my gosh, you found it! We're like, what? She's like, well, my beloved partner and I, we decided that symbols, they don't really care what they're made of, string or gold. So at our wedding ceremony, we exchanged bands of red thread and donated what we would have spent on our shiny metal to a food pantry instead. And we're getting ready to go. And then the littlest boy in the search posse says, wait a minute, I want to keep looking. True story, right? And his mom's like, sweetie, all found, all good. Not so easily daunted, you know how children are. She's like, well, maybe if we keep looking, we'll find something else. And as we behold each other with our muddy souls and grass-stained knees, big grins, we realize we already have. Story from Irina. Stand a little right in the middle every minute because you'll be closer to everyone. I hear you.
Друзі, дякую, що ви з нами. Friends, thank you for you here with us. And I don't have such an elaborate story as Jill told us, but I will try to do my best. So my story comes from my experiences of the last 3 months. I'm a volunteer with United Help Ukraine and help with people in Ukraine. And I talk to them frequently. And some of my talking is about what we can do for them here. And every time when I mention that my neighbor learned how to make pierogi for us, or make Easter bread, or we are collecting drawings from children in Ann Arbor, they're deeply moved. They say, what you said to me made me going. And it's about connection, as Jill said, but this connection is special because the reason for this madness that's happening the people in Ukraine, they really wanted to live like us. They wanted to live in democracy. They wanted to live in a free state. And you may be surprised, but they look up to us here. And the way that we are connecting to them, but make them feel stronger. And it's, you know, for them, if the world thinking about them, they have more strength and they will overcome. So, and they have a dream. They have a dream to live in the society, in the free society, without neighbors attacking them, so just the fact that the community came together around few Ukrainians and helped us, the Buddhist community. And you guys all joined in, and we have the container that will be full. It's amazing, you know, and it's very special. Thank you very much.
Mark is another person who has been deep into this special project as well.
Thank you for inviting me. Hi, I'm Mark Huco. I'm a Ukrainian American. There's many Ukrainian Americans. Thank you for the beautiful bandurista music and the beautiful lyric and vocal music as well. It's so traditional Ukrainian music. It really means a lot to a lot of people and has so much history. I'm very thankful for what the Zen Buddhist Temple has done in terms of setting up this whole container for the people in Rivne, Ukraine. Ukraine has internally displaced over 7 million refugees within the country of Ukraine from the east that are going to the west because their homes have been destroyed. My parents were refugees after World War II. They came to America as teenagers, fleeing the war in Europe, to settle in Ukraine. I still have relatives that live in Ukraine, cousins that I'm still in contact with. They live in the west. They're very fortunate. They're not being bombed, but they do have to experience air raids. They go to bomb shelters. They've changed. My one cousin has a business in the Carpathian Mountains where he turned his adventure camp cabins into refugee cabins to help people from the east because they have nowhere else to go. Their homes have been destroyed. It's very moving here that what we're doing for those people are really going to touch. We need to calculate how many people will food, how many people will be fed with this food. But I'm thinking thousands will be able to get a meal that they wouldn't be able to have had if it wasn't for the help. This is happening all across America, so we're contributing something. It's a cause that's very important. Ukraine is a country of about 233,000 square miles. It's the second largest country in Europe after Russia. And basically the Soviets or the Russians have invaded and they've taken over as much of Ukraine, over 20% of the land, which is almost the size of Michigan. And you think those 7 million people that are displaced had to go somewhere. The population of Michigan had to leave their homes because the city of Mariupol was completely bombed. Only 90% of the city was completely destroyed. All the infrastructure, the schools, the hospitals. So after we do this wonderful deed that we're doing with the food, we need to look at how can we help rebuild Ukraine. This is only one step, and it'll have to continue. And unfortunately, it's going to go on for some time. And they'll have to rebuild their hospitals, their infrastructure, their schools, their churches, the things that have been destroyed. So I'm very grateful for the money we've raised, for the food that we've raised. We couldn't have done it without all your help here in the Ukrainian community and in the Detroit area and around the world. I'm just very thankful for everything that's being done. Unfortunately, we'll have to continue this, but until this war is over, Ukraine is very grateful as well. And also the cards, they seem very simple. I've worked with a couple of the groups with UACRC and UCARE, and they've done cards for children. Well, simple things like that. When these kids receive these cards in Ukraine, their faces light up, not believing that people know what they're going through, and just having a word of encouragement and love from the United States really goes a long way. Something simple like that. So if you have a chance, make a card. Paint the container. It would really be a nice gesture in addition to the food that we're selling. So thank you all very much. Appreciate it.
This adventure has been like instant magic. So many people beyond our effort here in this room have helped, and a list was made to thank Tea House Mark and his wife have helped a lot, being a collection point for us and helping us with many, the savvy of doing such a thing. Pilar's Tamale Sylvia there is just a wonder at gathering resources and help us. Sweetwater Cafe was a drop-off site for us. High Biscuit on the corner, very enthusiastic to support and have a kind of celebration and food as part of this humanitarian effort. We appreciate that. And the city of Ann Arbor. Hyun, would you just tell the story of the city of Ann Arbor's backing of this?
Sure. So I was in charge of diving into the bureaucracy to get the permit to close down Woodlawn. So I had a charming conversation with just a week over time to get this permit with Rachel from the city clerk's office. And just really, she was really into it. And so then I had to get a permit from the fire department. So they said, oh, you need to do a map, an architectural rendering of the site and the stage and everything. So I did something with a Sharpie pen and just put Packard, Woodlawn, driveway, and submitted it. So I get this email like, this is not sufficient, this has to, and so then 3 minutes later, I get an email from the same gentleman who says, disregard prior email, project approved.
Thank you. Yeah. This gives you the idea of where all of a sudden people just change their minds and their hearts. How can I help? Really lovely. Tyson Miller and Value Added Food Sales. It's a wholesaler for food for those needing food. And so Tyson Miller, who's in charge of that, we raised $11,000 to buy food, and he and his company are sending us on Tuesday all of $11,000 worth of food, plus all of ours that we've collected. So we should get the container filled. And then Emily in the corner with the hat and her son and husband started a little thing at the Oaks community that they live in. Would you shout it out, your little story, Emily? Because it just shows how somebody in a housing area can do something really special.
So we just, my son and his friends painted some pictures on canvas, and then we thought, oh, we should sell them and donate some money. So we chose this cause and sent out an email to our community, and we raised $812 yesterday, just having a little sale. People were very generous. So, and then we went to Costco this morning. We got to spend it. So,
thank you. So I think there's a lot of stories like that. We're all a bunch of spunky people. So let's do it. So because we have so much spunk, it's part of the container dedication. We're going to go outside and get these little sprigs and dip them in water. Water is a wonderful quality. We all need it. It flows around obstacles. It quenches thirst. It puts out fire. It takes the shape of a container that it's put in. You know, wherever you put water, it takes that shape. So it's a special quality. It's 90% wash. And so we're going to put water on these sprigs and send energy with the food in the container to go over. It can be love energy, it can be understanding, it can be courage, it could be any kind of energy that you wish to offer. It's surprising how much our prayers and the way we focus our minds can really make a difference through the most difficult circumstances. So we're going to sing peace to the world, happiness to you, love to the world, wisdom to you. Let's practice. Can you play that?
Oh,
It would be fun to kind of dance it a little bit.
can you sing it again?
Okay. I know other people know it, so please join me. Peace to the world, happiness to you, love to the world, wisdom to you. Peace to the world, happiness to you, love to the world, wisdom to you. Peace to the world, happiness to you, love to the world, wisdom to you. One more time. Peace to the world, happiness to you, love to the world, wisdom to you.
I'm just in such a different key. I'll sing. Okay.
Yeah, no, I understand. All right, so here's what we're going to do. Let's stand up, and wherever your shoes are, get them outside by the container, and we'll stand, and then we're going to circumambulate and send the water power and our own energy to the container to take away.
Those are the hard ones. Because they said they wanted to do something. So we do that now, but we. Well, that's what I'm about to say. Should, if we have time, we go and participate in the ceremony.
Yeah.
Unless you're out of time.
We're not out of time. It's your time.
Oh, okay.
You got a little time? Then let's go participate. Then we'll come back and.
Which one?
I think we should do what we do, but.
Say a proper slide, say a heck of